They hired you to be their pawns in their chessboard of lies. Closest friends are deceptive as Decepticons in disguise. Testing my metal with the fireball, a million tries. Creep in the shadow cause the sun got eclipsed by the kunais. So the trials and tribulations, they eat away at your patience. Because of orders from Twisted Hokage leading the nation. There's hatred in both the Senju clan and Uchiha relations. Only time for burials, we've never known a celebration. When you bury me, don't include your flowers, just salutations. The illusion is realer than shell casings inside the matrix, and everyone is expendable. Lose a soldier, replace him till the Grim Reaper quietly comes knocking and you embrace. That's why I don't feel sorry for him. When the shallow grave opens, demons released from captivity by a seal that is broken. Generations of hatred like a sleeping giant's awoken. The first casualty of war is the truth that's never spoken. And all the blood doesn't bother me. I know Sarada will become your friendly competition. You need to cultivate the knowledge and forbidden wisdom. If you try to take advantage of the loopholes in the system, I should seal a demon in you, cause you to be a prison. It's a culture of kill or be killed to evade the capture. Only resulted in the death of my beloved master, till the day when all shinobi disappear like it's a rapture. Man, it almost feels as if I'm afraid to turn the chapter. I talk about you to my dad almost every other day. We say it's time to find your path and to make your way. Take care of your mom and your sister if I fail to stay. The journey to greatness is the price you will have to pay. A brand new chapter of your life, turn the next page. Imagine a manga that's written by the pervy sage. You're lucky I was not a genius at the same age. Inherited my hard-headedness without the rage. Put the people above your own desires. Never give up, even though you get tired. Cause when the leader dies, his fellowship won't expire. Carry the legacy, the will of fire. After destruction, the birds in the dawn sing. The greatest jutsu creation of all things. Cause when the leader dies, this world is filled with turbulence, you need to strike a balance. Your job is to step up to the plate and accept the challenge. But the choice is yours if you become filled with hatred and malice. Till you're decorated with respect inside the royal palace. Man, I hope you're bringing peace to this world that is full of evil. Cause this life is like a movie, the flick, it don't have a sequel. When you finally learn to fly, what's a seagull to an eagle? And you got no choice to learn some ninjutsu that's very lethal. Never be afraid of dying, just be afraid of not trying. See you crawl before you walk, you run before you fly. When your master says that he's not afraid, just know he's lying. No need for crying, your dad was the greatest, there's no denying. And the truth is you won't manage to help every single person. Every kindness has an opposition, what I know for certain. Check your actions, because when you kill someone you can't reverse them. Until they lower my casket, they close the final curtain. Can you put the people above your own desires? Never give up, even though you get tired. Cause when the leader dies, his fellowship won't expire. Carry the legacy, the will of fire. After destruction, the birds in the dawn sing. The greatest jutsu creation of all things. Cause when the leader dies,
Top of the game, you were legends. Each got the strength of an army. Cut down a man in a second. Don't wanna mess with the sun in. Fists that are stronger than weapons. Stacking a mountain of bodies. We're gonna teach you a lesson. Don't wanna mess with the sun in. Naga, put him in the coffin like Gara. Harder, I'm a grip and tight like Garda's father, cause I bought sons like his armor. Old heads and Ardy looking like Baba Yaga. I make them shake, coming around, they don't stand a chance. A solid snake, hidden sound, you don't hear the experiment on them like Yosis, lit him like Moses. I make the cure and diagnosis. I leave you looking like Cleo with venom. I bring the most lethal of doses. Oh shit, swallow them whole, that's some throat shit. Bitch, you should know this. Slither and stick with the potions. Focus, conjure, I'm wearing this. Gives like his clothes. Washing these insects and pop them like roaches. Snakes in the grass like it's walking for a flame. Battle in the valley, will be snakes on a plane. Aim with the Akaski, but I'm still bringing pain. Even like a Ouroboros here, I'm doing this again. Medusa, how they change when I'm freezing them in place. Operation like the game when I rearrange the face. Leaving right out and afraid, I reanimate the greats. Adam and Eve, you can't trust a snake. Top of the game, you were legends. Each got the strength of an army. Cut down a man in a second. Don't wanna mess with the sun in. Fists that are stronger than weapons. Stacking a mountain of bodies. We're gonna teach you a lesson. Don't wanna mess with the sun in.
Yeah, it's Tsunade, I rip you buddies. A sick chick that is the fifth Hokage. I've been it, the princess who is Halle. Favorite, I probably headed for Saratame traders. I try to get a rock to my colleague Dan. If I kept it on me, damn, we'll look out for each other. The thought that I would quit, thought that I would jump ship. But now I'm coming back to avenge my brother. They know me as a medical leader, the ones who powers for strictly healing. Well, that's what the story told. But I'm giving out knots, I should write and Naruto. I guess his mama name means morning road. But still hands, if you thinking you a real man and try to cross me, then you're gonna fall in holes and leave with generosity. But if they hostile, see, I put my foot down on them and the ground explodes. See, my chakra abilities is obviously realer. I'm healing with my inner spirit, and you should be killing this shit. I'll be killing your armies. It's a physical difference. I'm in it for bringing the peace, but first I'm bringing the vengeance. I'm gonna be gambling with your life, you better be ready to lose it. And if you try to come up to this, you better be ready to use it. They foolish that they try to ruin me, cause I'm superhuman. And now I'm gonna get my jewel to my student Naruto, I'm gone.
Top of the game, you were legends. Each got the strength of an army. Cut down a man in a second. Don't wanna mess with the sun in. Fists that are stronger than weapons. Stacking a mountain of bodies. We're gonna teach you a lesson. Don't wanna mess with the sun in.
Jiraiya on fire, nobody could match my desires. My mission is filling these women, collecting more waifus than Genshin. Gotcha. Jesus of the hidden village, gathering disciples, writing words like it's the Bible. My dedication is tribal. Meditation, survival, I like it old school. Sensei of the pain, when I talk my shit, that's toadstool. Looking for the chosen one to pass the torch. A hidden leaf straight off the willow, cause I rip my hair back and forth. I don't really sweat when the fight go off, so now they don't know that she really in love. Someone got my boot that she could get the tongue. I don't really care where your crew come from. Chakra is grande, I turn on the right of Hokage. Got a slick jaw, yeah. She opened her mouth when I'm pulling up with my ultra big balls.
Top of the game, you were legends. Each got the strength of an army. Cut down a man in a second. Don't wanna mess with the sun in. Fists that are stronger than weapons. Stacking a mountain of bodies. We're gonna teach you a lesson. Don't wanna mess with the sun in.
Hope the wound heals, but it never does. That's cause you at war with love. You at war with love.
These battle scars don't look like they're fading. Don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Never let a wound ruin me, but I feel like ruins wooing me. Arrow holes that never close from Cupid on a shooting spree. Feeling stupid cause I know it ain't no you and me. But when you're trying to beat the odds up and trying to keep your nods up, and you know that you should know and let it go, but the fear of the unknown, hone another lover's phone sends you back into the zone. With no Tom Hanks to bring you home, a lover not a fighter on the front line with a poem. Trying to write yourself a rifle, maybe sharpen up a song to fight the tanks and drones of you being alone.
I wish I never looked, I wish I never touched. I wish that I could stop loving you so much. Cause I'm the only one that's trying to keep us together. When all of the signs say that I should forget her. I wish you were the best I ever had. I wish that the good outweighed the bad. Cause it'll never be over until you tell me it's over. These
real shinobi doesn't cry. Let's settle this, you big crybaby.
Shouldn't have, but you said it.
And I hope you never come back.
It shouldn't have happened, but you let it. Now you're down on the ground screaming medic. The only thing that comes is the post-traumatic stresses. Shields, body armors, and vests don't properly work. That's why you're in a locker full of hurt. The enemy within and all the fires from your friends. The best medicine sins to probably just let her
I wish I
win.
couldn't feel, wish I couldn't love. I wish that I could stop, cause it hurts so much. And I'm the only one that's trying to keep us together. When all of the signs say that I should forget her. I wish you were the best I ever had. I wish that the good outweighed the bad, cause it'll never be over.
Can never be over.
Until you tell me it's over.
Until you tell me it's over.
Battle scars don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't ever gonna change. These battle scars don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't ever gonna change. These battles, can't you set me on fire? I never felt so alive, yeah.
Now, hoping wounds heal, but it never does. That's because you at war with love.
And I'm at the point of breaking, and it's impossible to shake it.
See, you hope the wound heals, but it never does. That's cause you at war with love. Hope it heals, but it never does. That's cause you at war with love.
I ain't
殺されてる。
Abandoning your friends makes you worse than scum. But what kind of a father can abandon his son? Learning from your failures shaped the man I had become. A cold-blooded ninja who won't stop till the job is done. A prodigy, I took no value in camaraderie. A part of me still wanted to paragon my autonomy, but Obito was right in changing my ideology. Careless in my actions, left his body crossed in front of me. And in his final words he told me to protect Rin. And I swore with all I had I couldn't give in. But through these bloody tears I pierced and demolished. I'm sorry Obito, I broke our final promise.
And I'm losing myself once again. There's a hole in my soul. Oh, oh. And I'm picking apart the remains, and I won't let them go.
Feeling numb, now look up at what I've become. I used to be shunned, my father was second to none. I just wanna be who he was, I guess it was dumb pretending that I knew my mom. I wish I could've been a son, but I could've run. There's too much that needs to be done, but I'ma have to be the one. So I would work for it, learn from mistakes that I never made, and that would've changed. It hurts more when you've been through the pain that I've had to face. Like every day I first swore, a promise I made. You would hear me say that I keep her safe, but couldn't when I know I should've. That's a promise that I never meant to break. I thought I would run out of reasons. It's hard to believe in it lately, but you were the ones that I needed. And even if none of us make it, I know that our bonds have been deepened. And so I gotta be the one to say it, you have given me meaning. And so now I'm leaving.
And I'm losing myself once again. There's a hole in my soul. Oh, oh. And I'm picking apart the remains, and I won't let them go.
The apocalypse of pain, this is Armageddon. Tell me, will it ever change how we kill our brethren? Terrorism is a job coming from the inside. On a scale of 1 to 10, this is 9/11. If you're reaping what you sow, then this is your season. All my people want is hope, and I am the beacon. Don't worry when I switch the style, to me it's like breathing. If you're talking about some aliens, bring on the deacon. Homie, this is not a drill, alien invasion. Or the people did me wrong, my chakra forgave them. It's time to be a kamikaze, this is how I save them. I'll never be on my knees begging for my life, son. This one for the perfect sage and my brother Neji. I don't see no enemies, cause now they disciples. Time to kill the Otsutsuki, it won't be survival. You said that I'm gonna die, I say that to buy yo. All this pain is simply following me, the pain following me, the pain following me again. Following me, the pain following me, the pain following me again. Following me, the pain following me, the pain following me again. Following me, the pain following me, the pain following me. Yeah, you better watch your mouth if you saying something. Maybe we can get get you braces if it comes a bumpin'. There's no villains left around, they don't holler nothing. Maybe that's because they see how we shonen jump up. Not even my final form, there's no need to panic. If you wanna speak in violence, you learn the language. There's the legend of the beat, you we wreaking havoc. Said I'll never be the leader, but somehow I managed. You've been playing with the seal, you don't wanna risk it. Y'all are like a hurricane, now you get it twisted. If Konoha smell a snitch, we gon' kill a model. You never ask if I care, that is not my business. This one for the perfect sage and my brother Neji. I don't see no enemies, cause now they disciples. Time to kill the Otsutsuki, it won't be survival. You said that I'm gonna die, I say that to buy yo. All this pain is simply because of my cute ass. Following me, the pain following me, the pain following me. Yeah, because of my cute ass. Following me, the pain following me, the pain following me. Yeah, because of my cute ass. Following me, the pain following me, the pain following me. Yeah, because of my cute ass. Following me, the pain following me, the pain following me. Yeah.
Y'all can try to stop me, so many still have tried me. Just know that I'm always on go. If you look in my eyes and there's no point to fight me, stuck in this loopy tsunami, stuck in this loopy tsunami, stuck in this loopy tsunami, stuck in this loopy tsunami.
Just put the blame on me, don't try to save my soul. Gotta keep my eyes on the prize, even if I pay that toll. Got the head spinning, Izanami. Got the head spinning, Izanami. Got the head spinning, Izanami. Got the head spinning, Izanami.
Don't try me like I don't have grief. Chopped up my family for the hidden leaf. Left my brother crying out in the streets. I kept my true motive hidden underneath. Don't worry, young brother, I'll take all the blame. I did it without showing shame. Kunai could steal you to spell out my name. Had it playing like I'm playing a game.
Whoa, took another pain in their hatred. No one understands my frustration. Had to kill the ones I held sacred. Reverse little tensei, I felt so boxed in. To do what I had to, I walk with my sins. I'm a Taratsu, it burned so deep. Now I walk through the flames when I took that heat.
Dun, 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 Stuck in this loopy tsunami, stuck in this loopy tsunami, stuck in this loopy tsunami, stuck in this loopy tsunami. Y'all can try to stop me, so many still have tried me. Just know that I'm always on go. If you look in my eyes and there's no point to fight me, stuck in this loopy tsunami, stuck in this loopy tsunami, stuck in this loopy tsunami, stuck in this loopy tsunami.
Just put the blame on me, don't try to save my soul. Gotta keep my eyes on the prize, even if I pay that toll. Got the head spinning, Izanami. 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 There's no way to get out this hell. Had to take this burden on by myself. Ever since the day I've been on my own, never was a place I could call a home. Cast of the villain, back at the village. Did it for the better, but I'm trashing my image, and it all falls down. This is the fable, how I was destined to wear an auburn crown.
Stuck in this loopy tsunami, 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 stuck in this loopy tsunami.
As the bodies of your comrades grow cold in your arms, take in their deaths.
They hired you to be the pawns in their chessboard of lies. Closest friends are deceptive as Decepticons in disguise. Testing my metal with the fireball. A million tries creep in the shadow, cause the sun got eclipsed by the kunais. So the trials and tribulations, they eat away at your patience. Because of orders from Twisted Hokage leading the nation. There's hatred in both the Senju clan and Uchiha relations. Only time for burials, we've never known a celebration. When you bury me, don't include your flowers, just salutations. The illusion is realer than shell casings inside the matrix, and everyone is expendable. Lose a soldier, replace him till the Grim Reaper quietly comes knocking and you embrace. That's why I don't feel sorry for him. When the shallow grave opens, demons released from captivity by a seal that is broken. generations of hatred like a sleeping giant so woken. The first casualty of war is the truth that's never spoken. I know the blood doesn't bother me. Forever change the tragedy. The final cry of a family. Where's the mercy that you promised me? I know the blood doesn't bother me. Forever change the tragedy. The final cry of a family. Where's the mercy that you promised me? And they say only the dead have seen the end of war. It's not even countrymen and villages you dying for. Politicians sacrifice civilians just to settle scores. Thunder clouds are filled up with children's blood and rains it pours. Carry a giant L and wear it like a shield of armor. Very few ninjas got the courage to command and conquer. When your righteousness is weighing less than the despair you harbor, you don't even have to be Hokage to be called a monster. Question of life with no answers is how we learned our lessons. Buried closets filled up with skeletons and real confessions. The cost of peace is always bloodshed. You must take possession of the philosophy of the founding ninjas giving blessings. Ever since caves, human beings have been afraid of the unknown, so we build the weapons foolish ways until you gotta ask who is the master, who's the slaves. It makes no difference cause everyone's destined for the grave. And all the blood doesn't bother me. Forever change the tragedy. The final cry of a family. Where's the mercy that you promised me? No, the blood doesn't bother me. Forever change the tragedy. The final cry of a family. Where's the mercy that you promised me? From tuning level, they turned us into some colossal giants. Avenger ninja, now we steady living inside defiance. And it's a shame that it takes a war just to birth an alliance. But when you do the math, you see just what corrupted your science. Cause when you read between the lines, you don't see no empty space. Maybe just stab me from the front this time, a change of pace. Which part of race extermination you want us to embrace? You think it's worth it to cut off your nose to be saving face? Nah.
As the bodies of your comrades grow cold in your arms, take in their deaths.
The mass changes, I descend barefoot through the atmosphere after several years passing. Trapped in a pitch black element with the greatest ever known character.
If you have made it to the end of the video and you ain't like it yet, what the fuck are you doing, my guy?
Goddamn button! Push the goddamn button!
You heard what she said.
The mass changes, I descend barefoot through the atmosphere after several years passing. Trapped in a pitch black element with the greatest ever known character development. Years have been gathered, my speech thunders. Near you, streets rumble beneath the masses. Hundreds of thousands bow as the sun drowns out. See, I breathe foul clouds as I scream out loudly. Villages shower around you, vanishing voices. Powerful mouth of the champion. Hokages in the trees in the canopy. Leave the ground breached, death to the enemies. Only destruction will thrive where I touch. Watch me glide through the sky as I lunge. Swoop through challengers, talons extended. Chew through a crowd of malice intended. The story of the lonely shinobi. None after and none not before he. When you stand in the light, better prepare for the darkness that is falling upon thee. The story